Hello everybody, this is Goofsome Fox coming at you with a 400 cost rated match here in the Red Rider. We're going to be on Colony Drop area for this match here, and this is going to be the last installment of my Pale Rider series, where I play the Pale Riders that are currently in GBO2 and just kind of make videos about them. And I use last installment a bit loose here because I still want to make an overall tier list or ranking video for the Rider variants. I just haven't really decided which one I want to do yet. But in terms of individual videos for each Rider, this is going to be the last one. And something I mentioned in my previous Black Rider video is that I am looking at this suit a bit differently than I have the other Pale Riders because the Red Rider I don't have a whole lot of experience with prior to really playing it for the series here. It's not a suit I used a whole lot back in the day, so I am taking that into consideration when talking about this suit, but yeah, the Red Rider is a pretty unique Rider variant. You are a 400 cost raid, and you go up to 550 at level 4. You do have 3 melee weapons, one of which is capable of a heavy attack, and I believe the Red Rider here is the only Rider variant that is actually able to use a heavy attack. And I really think a big part of that is just because there's not a whole lot of Riders that are raids. I think it's like the Pale Rider Dullahan, the Black Rider, and the Red Rider. So, yeah, Red Rider here is the only one with a heavy attack, which again makes it fairly more unique compared to the other variants. As I've been doing with my previous videos, we will start off with the weapons and skills, and then just go into an overall discussion about the suit. So, yeah, as I mentioned, the suit is a raid. I am going to be using the native cost level 1 version here. And starting off with your main range weapon, you do have the Heat Sword 100mm machine gun. This is your only optional primary for the Red Rider here. And back when the suit initially released, I remember the Red Rider's machine gun being considered one of the better, if not best, machine guns in GBO2 at the time. And I could definitely see why, because you do have 60 rounds in the weapon, and I believe it only takes like 10 of those to get an accumulation stagger on somebody, which, even by today's standards, I think that is a pretty decent number for a suit at its cost, especially considering the Red Rider does not have any form of instant stun. So I think that is a pretty neat thing for the main weapon there. Moving on to the main melee weapon, you have the Red Rider Beam Saber. Pretty much operates like a standard Federation Beam Saber, nothing too special there. The special aspects with the melee comes with its next weapons. And moving to the secondary weapons, we do have the head-mounted Vulcan Enhanced, which is your only other range weapon. You have a pretty simple pair of Vulcans. You have the Zweihander as your second melee weapon. That is the large Buster Sword that you get with the suit, and that is the weapon that is capable with the heavy attack. And the heavy attack for this suit is properly referred to as the Beyblade spin. You charge it up, you boost forward, and you do a circular spin. You do multiple circular spins actually with the sword there, and you can get some pretty good melee damage with it, being a heavy attack and all, and just being a very, very melee focused raid. So, Zweihander, pretty unique weapon. I think the downswing for this suit is kind of similar to the one used by the Rickdom GH. Not an exact copy of the pattern, but pretty similar. And then finally for weapons, you have the 100mm machine gun Heat Saber. That is a pair of blades that come out of the front of the machine gun, and you have a pretty good stabbing downswing with that. Taking a quick look at the skills here, you do have High Performance Balancer, Maneuver Armor level 2, Force Injector level 2, Melee Combo Controller level 2, which does give you 3 melee swings and applies to all of the melee weapons that the Red Rider has. You have Power Accelerator level 2, Assault Booster level 3, Anti-Blast Stabilizer, Heavy Attack, shield weapon buffer level 2, which applies to the Buster Sword when it is in that stored mode on the left arm. And then you have the Aerus ability boost, which is the suit's version of the Hades. So yeah, pretty decent set of weapons and skills overall. Especially a good suit if you are more used to using melee weapons, which is one of the reasons why I don't think the Red Rider ever really became one of my favorite suits to use. I typically like to have a good number of range weapons on the suits I play, so I think that's just kind of why I never really clicked with the Red Rider. It was never a suit I really became drawn to, but when the suit released, I do remember seeing it quite a lot as like the main go-to raid for 400. At least like for a hot while, I feel like it was pretty commonly used. And now that title kind of goes to the Metal Spider, which I don't think anything has kind of taken the Metal Spider's place yet. I believe that suit is still kind of considered the meta 400 raid. So yeah, the Red Rider, it certainly has fallen behind in terms of just, I feel like overall performance and how long people have been playing it. Sometimes I'll see a Red Rider, it'll still pop up, but I just feel like, you know, with the Metal Spider being around, and especially with a lot of like newer and also buffed 400 cost suits that are now at, you know, this cost and even going above as well. Again, I think the Red Rider, I do kind of think this suit feels lacking in some departments, but as I mentioned, I don't have the most experience with this suit, so I'm not going to completely say it's the suit's fault. It's probably in part just because, as I mentioned, I'm not really too used to playing suits that are very melee focused, and the Red Rider here, like, this suit just has a lot of going on when it comes to its melee weapons, which it is fun. It took me a bit to get like some of the hang of it, but once you really get used to using the melee weapons a bit, it does become, you know, a very fun experience, especially like here. If only I could actually land my combo, but when you can land a combo with all of the Red Rider's melee weapons, it can be a lot of fun. I do know, and this is something I actually didn't try this with this suit. I do know the Red Rider is also very capable of juggling with its melee, because again, you have 3 melee weapons, so it's very easy to keep somebody in a stun lock depending on what type of suit they are. That honestly is something I should have tried that with this suit, because I don't typically use juggling all too much, so I should have experimented. I should have tried that with the Red Rider and seen if I could maybe get a successful kind of like stun lock on. But yeah, for the most part, Red Rider, overall pretty fun suit. Again, I do think it is lacking in some departments, but otherwise it's a pretty enjoyable suit to use. And that is going to be mission complete. Let's see how we did here with the Red Rider. Did get top in diversions, and second place with 5 kills and 3 loss. Did get second in a lot of my stats, so a pretty good match there overall, and yeah, that's going to do it for the match there and the Red Rider, and that's sort of going to, at least for now, kind of conclude the Pale Rider series I've been doing. Again, I do want to do like a tier list or a ranking video for these suits. It's, again, just kind of thinking when I want to make and release that. I obviously don't want to make it like a Wednesday or Sunday video. I don't want it to take the place of a normal video, so kind of thinking about when I want to do that. Could also do it on stream as well, but I don't want to do it just on stream. I want it to be more easily accessible, so yeah, kind of thinking how I'm going to approach that, but yeah, that's really going to be it here for this video. Had a lot of fun playing all the Pale Riders. I can't wait to try and do some type of ranking with them, because I think it is going to be very interesting just based off the experience I've had with each of these suits. And yeah, it's just been a lot of fun trying these out, getting these suits out, especially since a lot of them are ones I don't really play all too often. So yeah, that's going to be everything for this video here. Comment down below what you think about the Red Rider. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And with that, I will see you all in the next one. Later.